Hello, welcome or welcome back to Yoga with Paige. Today we have one of my favorite kinds of flows. It is based on a creative sequencing sort of flow, just creative, fun transitions to allow us to play a little bit more, find a little bit more joy, challenge ourselves. Some of these transitions are a little unusual, could be a little tricky, so give yourself grace while you're playing around with these. They are advanced transitions, so I have labeled this as an advanced class. You will be challenged. You will probably have fun, so make sure that this is a suitable level for you. There's not a ton of modifications for these transitions, and we do move kind of quickly. So if you're not on an advanced level, I will have a few classes linked below that you may enjoy, beginner, more intermediate level. I will be cueing kind of minimally, so if you want to pop some fun music on, really get into the groove of this fun flow today, you are more than welcome to do that. We will just be hanging out with our breath, really focusing on trying to make these transitions as controlled as possible. So whenever you are ready, we actually start lying down on our back. We begin today opening the hips gently in reclined bound angle, taking our first moment of this practice to connect to our breath, find our sense of presence within ourselves, letting the body be still for a minute. And preparing for this next transition, send the arms up above the chest, press the feet together, and see if you can lift up using the core or rock yourself up into bound angle, reaching for the big toes, pulling the chest forward, sending the knees down. Taking a few breaths here to open the hips. Inhale, neutral spine. Grab the feet with the left hand and peel the right arm back, finding a twist. Back to center to switch sides. Peel the left arm back. Back to neutral spine. Release the hands, plant them behind the hips to come up onto the left foot and the right shin for a seated goddess pose. Reach the right arm up as the left arm opens the left leg. Use your body's opposition. One more breath, really try to open the hips. And exhale to release and switch. exhale, come back to our bound angle, but this time we're taking it in a balance. So take the hands behind the hips and press the hips up, exhale, pressing through the feet. Squeeze the glutes, hold here. One last breath, and then exhale. Release the hips, cross the feet at the ankles, and come into a tabletop in the middle of the mat. Then walk the hands out a few inches before the shoulders. And find big, big, big hip circles, leaning into the hands and then sending them back. Make sure to go both ways. Reverse your circles. Before finding some spinal rolls that feel good. Taking another roll or two, making sure the spine feels nice and warmed up. And then we can gently lie down on the belly. Roll over onto the left leg, make a little forearm pillow for yourself. Then kick this right leg up, taking the leg towards the face. And bend the knee, reaching for the ankle, send the quadricep forward, getting a beautiful front of the leg opening. And gently rolling onto the belly, keeping this right leg bent, coming into a half frog. Sending the pelvis down into the mat. On your next inhale, raise the head. Gently take the right leg behind you and roll onto it, kicking the left leg up. And then stretching out the quads. And release into your half frog. And lifting the head, taking the leg back underneath the body, pressing up onto the knees, coming into tabletop before making your way into some rounds of cat-cow. matching the rhythm of your body, linking breath to movement, making these traditional, or maybe rolling from the ribs, finding anything that feels good here. And then meeting back in neutral spine. Gaze between the hands, ground down through the left leg as you squeeze the glutes, raise the right for a lateral raise. And back down, 3 of these. Then send it behind you. Take the gaze up, little mini back bend, tiger pose. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, tiger. And exhale, crunch. One more time. And step this right foot up. Kickstand the left behind you, coming into a little side lunge. And we lunge it out. Just really opening up through the groins. Taking about 5 of these. Maybe more, maybe less if you pulse it out. And then coming onto the knees, coming into a little kneeling pose. Reach the hands at the upper part of the bum and find a little back bend. And exhale, tabletop, going to the other side. Left leg raises. And our little back bend, crunch flow. Step the left foot up. Our little dynamic lunges. And when you feel nice and warmed up, evened out, reach back up, come through your kneeling position to make your way into downward facing dog. Left leg sweeps high, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, bring it in through the chest, and plant it, low lunge. Arms sweep overhead. We stay here for about 2 breaths. Sink the hips down and forward. And then kickstand the right leg behind you, coming into a modified side plank. Lift up for gate pose prep. And gate pose. Exhale. Find one more breath here. Raising up through gate pose prep. Turn to the front of the mat. And exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. And find a little mini flow here with your breath. See if you can do this transition without using your hands. One more. ending in our low lunge. Then raise up into a high lunge. Exhale, cactus the arms. One big breath here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Reach forward and back. Reverse your warrior. And triangle pose. Exhale, frame the left foot. Bend the back knee, coming into a little pyramid pose. Fold over the left leg. Scoot that right leg back, coming back into our high lunge. Then drop the right knee, turn to the side of the mat, cross the left leg over, coming into cow face pose. Settle in here and reach the arms up. And exhale, drop the right arm behind you, bending both of the elbows, trying to meet fingers. And then use your exhales to gently fold forward. One more breath. Then lift back up, release, come up onto the knees, and make your way into downward facing dog. Right leg sweeps high, and into our low lunge, arms overhead. One big breath. And modified side plank. Gate pose prep. Gate pose. Back through the prep. Face the front of the mat, flex the right foot and half splits. Lunge it out. Find your flow. Last one. Back through your low lunge. High lunge. Cactus the arms, one breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. And triangle pose. Face the front of the mat, bend the back knee. Nice high lunge. This is where we should have cactus our arms. And then drop the left knee, turn to the side, cow face pose. Right leg is on top this time. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, drop the left arm behind the back. Finding a few seconds to catch your breath here. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, release. Come up onto the knees to swing around, downward facing dog. Make your way to the top of the mat however you would like, and come into Malasana, a little yogi squat. These will be some fun transitions here, so just have fun with it, play around, do your best. Take a few seconds here. Use the elbows to open the knees. Then lift up, turn the left foot to face the top of the mat. Reach the right knee up into the chest, standing on the left leg. Exhale, sweep it back. Warrior three. Nice big standing balance. Bend both of the legs, tap the right leg behind the toes down to the mat, and back up. Warrior three. Shift your weight forward, keeping the legs nice and long, then step that right foot a few inches behind the left, shifting your weight back and extending the left in front. Trying to reach for the big toe with the right fingertips. And then make it a big twist, peel the left arm behind. Return back to center. Hug the left leg as close into the chest as you can. Hold here. Breathe. Then gently release it. Step with the left foot. Take your weight forward, fold, and send the right leg back up behind you, standing splits. Try to grab the left leg, pull yourself closer. And plant both of the fingertips. Stack the hips, reach the right arm up, half moon. You can try to float the left fingertips off if you feel comfortable. Then exhale, plant the right foot. Malasana, sink the hips. Coming into the other side. Taking one big breath here to reset. Lift the hips, square the right foot. Reach up, left knee comes into the chest. And sweep it back, warrior three. Bending both of the legs, tap the left toes. And warrior three. Then shift your weight forward. Plant that foot behind. Kick the right leg up, nice and controlled. And reach for the big toe. Extend. And twist. Exhale. Come back around to reach that right leg up. One more breath. Then release, step, forward, forward. Left leg sweeps up, standing splits. One more breath here. And half moon. Exhale, release. Forward fold. Coming into a pigeon pose, bend the left knee, extend the right behind you. Walk the fingertips out. Nice and active, send the pelvis down into the mat. Inhale, lift up. Coming onto the sit bones, keeping the right leg extended, reach the left arm overhead. Raise back up, cross the right leg over the left, finding a seated twist. Hug the knee in. And return back to the front of the mat, extending the left leg behind, pigeon pose. Drawing the chest towards the mat. And lifting back up. Shift your weight and reach over. Big side bend. Lifting back up. Find your seated twist. And release your twist. Square yourself to the front of the mat. Extend your right leg and cradle the left into the chest. Starting to cool the body down. Maybe find a little rock. Reach for the big toe. Extend this left leg out to the side. And we can also come into compass pose. That is not in my practice today, but if you want it in yours, there's an option for that now. And wherever you are, we meet next in head to knee. Right leg still extended. Square the hips before folding. Allowing a few extra breaths here. Before lifting the chest, gently coming through staff pose to cradle the right leg. And extend, or compass pose, whatever suits your fancy today. And Janusarsasana. Let yourself surrender here. Raising back up, planting both of the feet, a little bit hip distance, mat distance apart, and finding some seated windshield wipers. Releasing any tension we may have left in the hips. Taking this moment to see if there's anything else our body is craving, to feel satisfied and complete with this practice. And if anything came to mind, you are welcome to take that now, or choose a comfortable position of your choice to end this practice with some attention to our breath. settling into whatever position you have chosen, allowing the eyes to close, returning back to the breath, to the body, and just taking these last few moments, these last few precious moments with yourself. In this present moment, this gift of the present. And this is where I leave you today, my friend. So thank you so much for sharing your time, your energy, your movement, your body with me here on the mat. I hope you enjoyed this class as much as I did. I would love to know how your experience went, how you like these funky, different little flows. And I look forward to the next time we see each other. So until then, stay true and stay you.